Medical Checks for Children provides healthcare services in community paediatrics, and we concentrate on preventative measures. We have a medical carousel where each child has their medical history along with their height, weight, oxygen saturation, temperature, blood pressure, and a blood test for anemia. Anemia is found in a large percentage of the children we see, and iron supplements are given with a follow-up 3 months later. The child then moves on to one of the paediatricians or doctors who carry out a thorough physical examination. Medical Checks for Children has a health promotion program where the focus is on primary prevention and health education. We address dental health and toothbrushing, sugar-free medicines, hygiene and sanitation. We give talks on nutrition and diet, and all the children are given a 3-month course of multivitamins to help them through the winter. The winter is a period when the children are at their most vulnerable. We implement an anti-worming program where necessary. The first half of the medical mission was set high in the mountains, where health checks are very infrequent. The second half was in Pokhara itself.
I'm very happy that I'm assisting you in distributing the medicine here, and it's very nice of you all to help people in the villages who are in need of medicine.
Namaste, I'm Chandra. I normally work for Partners Nepal, but coincidentally I had a email connection with Barbara, and as we proceed ahead between our email, I knew she used to run a free clinic especially for children in Nepal since last 4 or 5 years, and I have asked her, why not you come out of valley, Kathmandu Valley, because most needy children are quite in remote area.
One of the little boys had broken his arm, and he was only there with his big brother, who was only 10, but who looked like he was much smaller. And first of all, I was a little worried because they had a lot of scars everywhere, and I was a little bit worried about how they were treated by their parents. And that made me also very worried about the fact that this little boy would be taken to the hospital to have his fracture taken care of. So I think that's one of the difficult things, that we see children with something that is very easy to treat in the Western world, and you're very concerned that he might have a lot of problems, perhaps even for the rest of his life, because it can't be treated.
That's okay, तिमीहरुको ल हाँस्यो दाँत छ भने हाँस्ने
In the back over there, it's a very deep hole, and also on the other side there's quite a large cavity. The problem is that when the milk teeth are this bad, very often the permanent teeth also don't come in that well. So they already start, with the setback.
These kids, the last time they had a health checkup, it was with a gynecologist and a psychiatrist. So it's actually really nice to have some paediatricians come and look at the children. These children have all come from children's homes supported by Hope for Himalayan Kids, and we call them children's homes and not orphanages because most of them are not actually orphans. They've been abandoned by their parents. They've had a fairly traumatic childhood, and the more help that we can give them, the better. Most of these kids have come from the rural, remote areas. They come from obviously very, very poor families. The typical scenario for these children is that generally the father has been an alcoholic or has had a problem with alcohol, and there is violence in the family, and the mother either leaves the whole family or the father ends up drinking himself to death, and then the mother is left with the children.
In Nepal, the thing is, the most children die before they are 5 years old. So I think we really have to do something. It can be very easy with iron deworming. Maybe then they have a little bit less infections. And I think that's a very important part of the mission for me, because in Holland and in Europe we have everything, and here they have nothing.
We don't know anything about him. He was just found in the streets in London, and at that time, when he first came, he could hardly articulate anything at all, and he had lots of scratches all over his face. And I even had the feeling that he was living with the monkeys or something. Yeah, he was really feral. But he can learn things because he has learnt to sing and dance, because the first person here made him go out begging, so he knew how to beg. But he didn't know how to say his own name. He also, at some stage when he tries to speak, when he gets excited, a little stutter or a stammer comes along. And he's like, he can be really loving, and then he'll turn around and slap you in the face. Yeah. So he's got, I think it's, I don't know what the background is. Hopefully the counsellors can get to the bottom of it.
Chance for Nepal also runs educational sponsorship programs at Pegasus, as well as 3 other schools in the Kathmandu district. To date, we have secured places for 18 children. We are constantly looking for further sponsors. You can help to give a child an education, which is a gift in Nepal, where 40% of children receive little or no education at all.
But Nepal is so small, so few people care. So I don't know what the future holds for these kids. I worry for the children because, I'm a foreigner, I can leave, but these kids can't leave, they stay here, they live here, they've got no choice.
Thanks goes to Barbara and the team of 11 with her. Thank you very much, and hope to see you again in coming years, and hope in that time we may go even further towards a remote area, because needies are there. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. Safe journey back home.